folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the Cricket CX-17 by Cheerson, and this has been recommended to us by Scene. Cheers very much, mate. Okay, let's open this up and have a little look inside. So this is everything that you get inside the box. Okay, let's shift everything over, let's zoom in a bit, and let's have a little look at this guy. Well, this is the Cricket. Right, it's an indoor-outdoor drone. It has a little camera on the front of it. This unfortunately only gives you VGA, so 640 by 480 resolution. As we work our way towards the back, we have a little LED at the back here. It's status LED that shows you exactly what's going on, from when you turn it on, when you bind, and from when you calibrate the gyros as well. If we look directly at the back, you have a tiny on and off button here. When you turn her on, there we are, you get the LEDs flashing at the front and flashing at the back there. Working down from the on and off button, you have this little antenna here, a little Wi-Fi antenna. Flipping the quadcopter over, you have a lock. So this little lock here will stop you from undoing this battery. So all you have to do is just twist one way to unlock, and then twist back the other way then to lock. Make sure she's locked before you take her up, just in case the battery falls out from the back of the quadcopter. The battery itself is encased here. You can take it out just by moving the unlock thing, the unlock switch. It's a little bit fiddly, this, but you've got two little pads either side, two little pressure points that you push in, and the battery does drop out from the bottom of the drone. Now, one thing you are going to have to be careful of is when you do drop this out, you will notice that if you push it too much, the casing is going to open. Now, don't worry, the battery inside is totally encased. This is just the casing on the outside, but just be aware that the casing may open as you open it up. So this battery is LiPo. It's 3.7 volt, 400 milliamp hour, giving us roughly 5 to 7 minutes of flight, and that is after a 40-minute charge. So let's pop that in and just lock that back again. Okay, so as we're on the underside, we've got 4 landing sprigs. Now these little sprigs here, they are foam. They're probably not going to do on gravel or tarmac, but it's just there to give you a little bit of a cushion as you come down and when you land. Flipping back over, we have 2 red propellers at the front and we have 2 white propellers at the back. These propeller guards are moulded on. You can't take them off. They are moulded directly onto the motor housings here. Now, these little motors are coreless motors, and there is a little bit of room just underneath the sprig here just for some air, just so that they don't overheat when you are flying. Other than that, they are totally encased. Right, so let's get the weighing scales. Now, I've taken the battery out for this. So quadcopter without battery is coming in at 27 grams, and then with the battery, the battery itself is 12. So in total, that should give us 40 grams in total of weight there for that quadcopter. That's not too bad. This quadcopter comes with a load of features. It absolutely has so many. So some of them are 3D flips. It has selfie mode where the quadcopter will flip 180 degrees and then take a photo. It has FPV. You can hand launch it. It has 1 key takeoff and 1 key landing. It has a gyro built in for extra stability and also altitude hold. Now, a couple of other things about this. Is made from ABS plastic, so the plastic itself, it'll put up with a little crash, but you don't want to be going headlong into a tree, otherwise you may find that this will smash. And control from your transmitter is 30 meters. Okay, so that is the quadcopter. Let's put this to one side. Let's zoom out a little bit. And now let's look at this transmitter. Now this transmitter is absolutely fantastic. I do like it. I like the styling, and I like one other thing about it as well. It does that. So what you can do is you can either fly it when it is locked in, or you can fly it when it is locked out. I prefer to fly it when it's locked out. It looks nicer, it feels really good in hand as well. And it also, as you notice here, the bottom, as it's nicely curved, just sits in your palm and actually gives you a lot of, it actually feels really good as well. And that gives you quite a lot of stability when you are holding it as well. You can reach all the access points on the analog sticks, as well as you can reach these buttons. Now these buttons on the side, normally with the buttons, what you're going to see is they're going to be running lengthways down the quadcopter. These don't, they run widthways, which means it's even easier clicking front to back rather than trying to stretch over and move your handler in this sort of motion. You can just click up and down, and I like that. I like that a lot. It shows that they've actually thought about how people fly and how people use the transmitters as well. Now, As from a battery perspective, we take two AAA batteries in the back. This transmitter does not allow USB charging, so you are going to have to ensure that the batteries inside here are shop bought and or fully charged if you prefer to charge your own. Now, we do have a couple of buttons on here. We have automatic takeoff and landing, and we also have mode switch and take photo and take video from here as well. There is also one other thing about this transmitter. It comes with its own FPV boom. So all you would do with the FPV boom is just slide it in until it clicks, and that's it. And then you just pop your phone inside the FPV boom as standard. There's a little bit of foam top and bottom and on the back here just to ensure that your phone doesn't get scratched up. There we go, that's quite nice. I like that. And then likewise for transportation, you can just fold it back in. Now, there is a downside of this transmitter. It's very large. But that being said, it is a very nice transmitter. It's very good and quite unique. So to be honest with you, the size on this particular transmitter doesn't really bother me, just because they've actually thought about where to place the buttons and how the transmitter feels in somebody's hand. Okay, so what else do you get with the quadcopter? Well, you get a little motor tool for holding the motor as you take the propellers off, and you get 4 extra propellers, 2 red for the front and 2 white for the back. And also, don't forget, you get the USB charging cable as well for when you need that. Alright then folks, let's get to the test. So what we're going to be doing today is controlling a little bit with the transmitter, and then we're going to be flipping over and controlling a little bit with the smartphone as well. Now from here, what I'm going to do is just turn on the quadcopter, turn on the transmitter, single one up and one down on the throttle to bind. So throttle open and then throttle closed. Right, we're bound, we're all good, we're ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do first is just calibrate the gyros. There we go, so both the analog sticks down to the bottom right. LEDs are flashing, and then once the LEDs flash pattern changes, just release both the thumbsticks and then your quadcopter is now calibrated. Okay, now we've calibrated the gyros, let's unlock the motors, and then we can press the 1 key takeoff here in order for her to take up. So, off we go. Oh, she's up, we're running, and we look pretty okay. We're increasing altitude slightly. Oh, this transmitter. Oh, scene mate, this was a very good recommendation by the sound of it, by the looks of it. It seems to be working remarkably well. It's okay, a bit of pitch forward, then if we, all these controls are just absolutely incredibly relayed. Really, really good. So we've got pitch forward, and then we've got a little bit of negative pitch there. Then if we do a little bit of yaw, look how fast he turns. This is just speed mode 1. Let's see what speed mode 2 is like. So speed mode 2, push down the throttle stick, and that gives you speed mode 2. And that's a little bit quick. Look at it go. And then, if you want speed mode 3, push the throttle stick down again, and then you hear 3 beeps from the transmitter, and that's it, she's in speed mode 3. A little bit fiddly in speed mode 3. Motors are quite loud. They sound about the same sort of decibel range as the Hasaki H1 we looked at a little while ago. Oh, this is quite nice. Okay, back to speed mode 1. 1 click with the throttle stick and you hear 1 beep from the transmitter, and she's back in speed mode 1. This transmitter is absolutely excellent. Not only is it very aesthetically pleasing, but it actually performs extremely well, and the quadcopter really, really performs well. Mono. But if I just use a little bit of banking as well. Oh, turns on a thimble, this guy. Okay, let's see how this smart. Okay, so now I've disconnected the transmitter just by turning off the transmitter and turning off the quadcopter. Now what I'm going to do is just connect the quadcopter, connect my phone to the quadcopter's Wi-Fi. Okay, let's just connect. There we go, connected. Now we're going to open up the app. The app is just called CX-17. Right, and then there we go. We have a little bit of video relay. That's awesome. So with this, I'm just going to calibrate the gyros by pressing the scale icon. There we go. And we're done. We're just going to push up, and now this little quadcopter will then take to the skies. So with this, let's take her up. Oh, do you know, it's quite difficult to control a little bit. I'm finding it a little bit strange to control using the smartphone app. But for functions like 360 flips, where you can just hit that one button and bam, she just flips and auto writes herself, that is very nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so if we were to try selfie mode again, so you've got to click once to activate selfie mode and then click again to stop it. So by clicking selfie mode, the quadcopter should now, hopefully, if I bring it back to me a little bit, it should flip around. So, oh yes! Hello! Let's take a couple of photos. All in all, smartphone works well. It does. I think a lot of the jitteriness is just me trying to get used to it. Let's increase speed a little bit at 60%. The one thing I don't like... Oh, that's battery. Okay, let's bring this back around a little bit. Back into 30%, so speed mode 1. And then, oh, it's landing automatically. And there we go, landed. So overall, what do I think? Well, I think it's a very good indoor copter. It flies well indoors. You have a lot of control from the transmitter. You have quite a considerable amount of control from the smartphone as well. The smartphone app just makes things a lot easier as far as 360 flips. Just click a button, no directional turn. Click one button and it flips. Selfie mode, it's pretty gimmicky. Flick it, the quadcopter does a total 180-degree turn, and then you can take your photo. But remember, when it flips around, the controls will be reversed, so you have got to take a little bit of time with that and just ensure that you can control that properly, as I did find it a little bit strange. But then clicking selfie mode off turns the quadcopter again back to 180 degrees, back to where it originally started from, and then the controls just go back to normal because you were facing the way that you took off. Transmitter, I found no problems at all inside. I think the real test for this guy is going to be outside. So that is something that's definitely going to be coming in the coming weeks now. Alright then folks, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. Thank you Scene for this recommendation. It's a really good copter, I do like it a lot and I want to test it outdoors next. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe folks. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers, I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy flying.